Hey, welcome everybody. Come on in. So glad to see you all today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you, those of you who made it just right on time. So happy that you're here. Couple things I want to tell you guys real quick. One, I'm not Bob Stewart. I guess you figured that out, right? I'm not Bob Stewart. Two, we don't have 3 tools to land your next 10 listings. We have around 7 tools to help you guys land your listing. So tell me if you're excited about either one of those. And Bob not being here, and of course, that we have a lot more tools. We'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure that I'm coming in loud and clear. So just give me a quick shout out there. Make sure our audio is producing properly and that you can see my screen. It should be saying right now the 3 tools to land your next 10 listings. So happy you guys are here. Hey, I'd love to know, those of you that are here, are you a Brivity customer currently? Hey, please let us know if you're currently a Brivity customer. I'd like to hear that as well. Okay, I see you guys are here. Let's get started on the 3 tools, 7 tools to land your next 10 listings. I'm Cavin. Good to see you, everybody. You know, would you all agree that one of the things real estate agents need to do is to be top of mind, right, to those that want to buy or sell real estate, or maybe even know someone who does? Would you all agree that being top of mind is probably one of the most important things that we can do? And if you do agree with that, then we do it in a lot of ways in real estate. We are sending our emails, we're sending different messages, right? And those types of messages that are coming out are often maybe like, hey, here's my new pie recipe, or hey, here's here's some go clean your gutters, my friend. Giving them a chore or something to do. We want to send them something that they want, what they need, and that they desire. And I'm talking about all the people that are in our world right now, our leads, our sphere, and those that are our closest contacts. And market reports are the tool that is going to do that for you. Market reports is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have. And I have a really cool statistic that I'd like to read for you guys really quick. In a normal year, about 1/13 or 7.6% of homeowners will list their home. So if you're looking at your database, 1/3 or 7.6% of them will sell their home. That gives you your opportunity for business. When someone views our market report, there's a 20% likelihood they will list their home within the next 12 months. So someone viewing your market report is almost 3 times as likely to list the home in that next 12 months as an average homeowner. So we make sure all of our teams have every single person that has a physical address on a market report. Before I go on about market reports, I did want to highlight something to you guys. There is a call to action right here on the top right-hand corner of the screen, and you will text platform to 59559. That is a quickly call to action page that you can apply to really any marketing. It's a really great seller's tool as well that I didn't include in this presentation. But if you're curious about quickly and how it works, go ahead and text platform to 59559. You'll get an example of it, and then our team can tell you more about that, plus all of the amazing tools that we'll be mentioning in today's session. So one of the things that I love about market reports is it always gives us something to talk about to our contacts, to the people that we're connecting with, the people that we're calling. And when we connect with them, when they pick up, we want to have something to talk about. The market reports always give us something to talk about. We could talk about the home valuation that just came in. And they see a home valuation on that market report. That's one of the biggest values of this tool. The conversation could be, what did you think about the home value that came on there? Do you think it's just right? If they do click, by the way, on any of these calls to action here, accurate, too low, or too high, we will get a notification that they did that. So now we know that they have some curiosity. When we're having that conversation, they may say, hey, you know what? You're the expert, you tell me. And then that's when we can go into the scripting of getting inside their home, letting them know, we know every home is unique, especially yours. So we'd like a better view of it so we can give you the best valuation. And for now, what we could say, and for now, by the way, we are going to adjust that home value for you, and we will send you that update. So one of the beautiful things about these market reports is, yes, they do generate from these sources that you see on the screen. They do generate the averages of that. But we have the ability to do some research and change it. And when we tell them we're going to send it, saving and sending this market report in that contacts record is what will create that new email. So now we have, we've communicated to them. We've told them that, what we are now estimating that value to be. The other thing I love you talking to our sellers about in the market report is a home equity calculator. You see that home equity calculator comes up. It has a sales price that they can adjust if they thought it was not a good sales price. They could change that remaining loan balance. Okay, they could adjust that to see what equity that they have earned in their home. And the conversation could just be about the equity. Hey, did you see the equity calculated? Did you know you can make adjustments? Do you have any plans on doing anything with the equity that you've earned in your home? Do you have any plans on doing anything with that equity in the next year or so? Now we're able to qualify this seller a lot better. Or maybe we can get some information. Heck, maybe we can become the hero and show up in their world and have them connect them with one of our Envoy lenders and then have them get some refinancing opportunities. All of this is all incorporated within the Brivity platform. We can also maybe turn our sellers into buyers, because within every market report towards the bottom is a market temperature. And typically, if it's based on their address, it's going to be a market temperature of their area. So they'll be able to see the activity of what's happening in the market. As you see here, this is what we would send somebody that doesn't have a physical address, that's looking for in a wider area, wants to know the market temperature of that area. Either way, it's going to make this seller, it's going to make that buyer so much more informed, so much smarter. And a smarter buyer or seller makes a much easier conversation, because they'll be able to see what's pending, what's active, and what's sold in whatever markets allow that to show. So we might be turning sellers into buyers, and we might be turning buyers into sellers. Getting them that market report is the first step to getting them in the door. That's really that's number one. We get them the market report. We get them curious about the value of their home. We get them to question it. And then we can tell them, the best way for us to get the valuation of your home is to do a visit. And that's really what this CMA, that's based on our 555 way of searching for properties. This CMA tool is really intended to display, to bring to a presentation, to show them that and have them access that information. We can send it to them through email, but being in a display fashion is the best. So if we could go there and walk them through the CMA, whether they have it on their own laptop or we have it on theirs, we do want to make sure they have access to it. But this is a really great tool to make sure that we are having all of the right conversations to all of the right people, and we're not, we're making sure that we're getting in the door. The CMA is based on what I said, the 555 program, and that means that when you are doing an active search for a search for active listings, you're gonna add maybe up to 5 active listings. Same thing with a pending listing. Same thing with the sold listings, or those that we can have that are not that are sold but may have been withdrawn. And a lot of times those solds that in areas that don't so sold will show those as withdrawn. But either way, we have the ability of capturing data in a way that it typically isn't captured when we're doing your CMA out of your MLS. So talk to our teams about more about the CMA tool. Again, text platform to 59559 for that opportunity. And you guys, let me know if you have any questions. I haven't seen any questions come in. I'm assuming I'm not chatting with myself. I do see we still have people here. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any questions or you have any comments or you just want to say hello. We're here. Your sellers are expecting you to have an online presence, right? You're going to have to show them where their listing is going to show. You have to show them what that listing looks like when it is on your website. And we can show them that we can actually feature their listing so that it shows up as a featured listing in certain places on our website by really highlighting that property. We can also show that we have multiple ways of sharing that listing, and not just sharing it to the world so they can see it, but capturing the information of the people that we're sharing it with, because those people might be more interested in that property than the general public would. We have to show that we have a mobile device, because we know that 80% of people that are looking for homes are using a mobile device, and that is growing by generation. It used to be lower because generationally people weren't utilizing that browser view. They now know that ability, and they'll be looking on those platforms. We have a beautiful web view of our websites, and it's just a great way of presenting to your sellers how we will showcase their listing. So what I was showing you all were some ways of cultivating your sellers and convincing your sellers of the things that we'll be doing and what we'll be providing them. We also have some great seller lead capture opportunities, and that would be our home valuation page. Our home valuation page is a page that every single Brivity website has included in it. And on this page, it can be updated to a specific area. It can be updated to a specific niche. And if you start and you can create multiple home valuation pages. So this is where I might have you guys get a little bit interactive with me. Some of the pages that we could create would be niche pages. I'll give you an example, a retirement community. So we could we could market to a retirement community if we've captured the information of those individuals, or we have a way of delivering, I should say, our home valuation link, and that website would have a picture that would represent that area. It would have the text represent the area. And we could do this with multitudes of different niches. So if you all have any ideas for niches. Let me know. You might even think of some military opportunities to capture military leads. When they put their physical address in this location, that's the first thing people will do. And we have found that people really have no problem doing that. They're freely putting in that address. And most people that do that are wanting to know. They're wanting to know the value of their home. Every person that fills out this form has a real need. And that need is to find the value of their home. Now, how far they're going to go is completely up to them, but they're freely putting in that home address. When they go to the next step, that's when we're going to ask them for more information. And if they decide not to provide us with the additional details, we still have the address, and we still have ways of communicating right to that address, finding more information about those sellers through that address. It's a really powerful way of capturing sellers and discovering who sellers are. Those that do go through the process of completing the form, well, we know most likely those people really want to know the value of their home, so they go through the total steps. And we have a good record or average, I should say, of people that are coming in that have come in and providing all of their contact information. And most of those are real people, real contacts, valid leads. The seller lead capture tool does a great job of doing that. Home valuation tool, it gives you all a great way of marketing to multitudes of different areas and different niches. And it just becomes a great marketing opportunity for capturing sellers. If you'd like to learn more about that, why don't you text platform to 59559. Okay, if you don't feel like doing the work yourself, we have a product that's pretty fantastic. If you are on the call, our sales team is ready to answer any questions regarding our Brivity Connect Maps AI program. It's really a marketing tool that allows us to connect with potential buyers and sellers in a really powerful way. It's going to use AI-driven campaigns to ensure that your brand reaches the right audiences at the right time. And we go through these various Google platforms. So we're not just hitting one platform, we're hitting these very well-known and well-used Google platforms. And it's going to continue those conversations with those individuals. So this is a really great tool in identifying in-market buyers and sellers and remarketing the strategies to keep our potential clients engaged. Really amazing opportunity for you all to not have to do the work yourselves, have our experts help you with that. I meant to hold this slide for a minute and ask you guys the question on how many agents do you think that a seller contacted prior to listing their home? This is somebody reaching out to us. And the answer shocked some people, but as you can see, one agent most times by far blows it out of the water. They're interviewing one agent. Now, the contact means that they most likely filled out a form, something like what we just mentioned that would happen in here, or something that would happen in here. When they do that, we have to be one, speed to lead. We have to have the information that they want, need, and desire through the market report data. We have to be ready to get in their door using something like our CMA tool. So we have an amazing opportunity as listing agents to capture sellers when the seller is ready. We also might be the ones to have that conversation to that seller that was on the edge. You've heard many of us say that we don't talk people into selling homes. That's not what our profession is. Our profession is to provide information so that they make the best decisions. When somebody is ready, and by the way, according to NAR, Buyers and Sellers Generational Trends, like this report, the number one reason people decide to make that move, decide to sell their home, or decide to buy a new home is the time is right for them. Has nothing to do with inventory or interest rates or any of those. The time is right for them. And we don't know when the time is right. So that's why we got to keep showing up and popping up and looking and seeing, well, how often are they looking to see the value of their home? How often are they engaging in not just doing that, but engaging in viewing properties? One, remember that. We might do a test later on after the presentation. I'll ask you guys how many agents were interviewed. I know we're talking about sellers. And we can always turn a seller into a buyer. And I say turn them into that, again, providing the right information to help them decide, yeah, now the time is right now, and now I have the right information. We can do that through listing alerts. If we put our sellers on listing alerts, we could even explain to them the purpose of us doing that. The purpose of us doing this is so that we could just let you know what's happening in the market. And if at any time you see that perfect home with the perfect price and the perfect location, you have a quick way of connecting with us. These listing alerts, by the way, are also delivered through our app. So again, another tool we're not talking about today, that would be the Brivity Home app. And that shows your sellers that, hey, we have the ability to get in buyers' pockets so that when they come across your home, they have all the information that they need and all of the resources that they need to make the right decision and maybe in purchasing your home. So don't think that listing alerts are only for buyers. They do talk to sellers a lot. I mean, many of you might be in the same boat. You know, Miss Lisa sees that perfect home in the perfect place in the perfect location. Then we're packing up and we're out of here. Regardless of, I feel like this is my forever home. And many of you, you know, may be that same way. So it just is something that we could let them know we're doing. If they don't want to have it any longer, let us know. We'll remove it. If they unsubscribe, this is all they're unsubscribing from. They're not unsubscribing from any of our other communications. Okay. Reverse prospecting in our database. Again, this is a buyer's tool. However, what I love about this tool is that we can take literally this information, take this screen, take this Brivity tool to our Brivity consult, our listing consultation. And we could bring up a filter of their price range. We could bring up a filter of the bedrooms, their minimum bedroom size. We could even find their area or their city. And then we could display to them how many buyers that we have that are looking at properties that match that criteria. And our plan is to call as soon as I leave here with your agreement. The first people I'm going to contact is this group of people. These are active people in our database that are looking at properties that are like properties that are 450 to 500, minimum of 4 bedrooms, and in an area. This filtered screen doesn't show an area, but it always will be in an area. So we can really display the power of our database and the people that are currently looking and that we have direct communication with, and they know that they're looking at properties like that. This is such a powerful, powerful tool to bring with you to your listing presentations. When we're making our communications, the communications are best received when we make that call. One of the things I think that is hardest for us as real estate agents is taking the time and the effort to transfer information that we've received via our mobile device. To transfer those important details, those things that we're having conversations with our buyers and sellers about. We finish with that call, maybe we go on with our day, and then we put the information somewhere else. If we were forced to be within an application to make the dials that we're going to make to our sellers, then we will see that we have right now the ability to add the notes. We have the ability to create the next thing that we're going to do. So there's a task available for that next opportunity. So the dialer is one of our best. Our top teams that are some of our top teams are using our dialer 100% of the time in their business. You have the ability to make your dial from another device and then put it into the database so that you show, yes, I am staying in communication with these individuals. And if you do it from the dialer, it does it for you and make sure that it's capturing those calls and those dials. Now you can start looking at your conversion rates better, which we have available in our reporting. But those conversion rates, now, how many dials does it take for me to talk to somebody? How many people am I talking to before I'm able to set an appointment? And then we can stick with that standard, measure that up against others. We're not going to be able to do that unless we're counting and capturing those dials made. What another part of this is distraction. If while I'm doing a webinar, I have my phone turned over upside down. Because if I get a text in or I get some information or something comes across, my attention will be drawn towards that. We can stay focused in our lead gen efforts, okay, when we use our dialer, because the only time we have to pick up the phone is during our dial session to answer the dial. We put it down, have our conversations, and from that point forward, we're in the Brivity system. You will also be able to do this through Brivity Go, through our mobile application. So whether you're on the go or you're in the office, you can make those dials. You can also make multiple dials at a time. So then you could bring up a list of sellers that you would like to call, a specific group of people. And that way our conversations can be similar. Jeff, this recording will be available. I believe our team will send that to you. If our team is on the line, please let them know how they can get that recording. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here. And I want to be sure, I mean, ask any questions too, because I'm not going anywhere right now, but I want to be sure that you all, to find out more, text platform to 59559. That will also give you an example of our Quickly service and the ability to connect with one of our salespeople to find out more about all of the amazing tools that we have talked about today. Thanks again, everyone. We will see you next time. Text platform to 59559. Bye.